These are all curriculums that are pieces of curriculum that my kids have touched on before. And I'm really just bringing them in so we kind of start getting in the jive of having a school day in general. Hi, you guys. My name is Olivia. I'm a stay-at-home mom to 3, and I homeschool 2 kiddos. I've got a 10-year-old boy who is a rising 5th grader, and then I have a 6-year-old girl who is a rising 1st grader. So today I'm going to go through my soft start curriculum for the 2023-2024 school year. I have pretty much decided upon what I'm going to actually be teaching for the kids as far as the core of the school year. I don't have all of the curriculum in yet. I'm still weighing some things, and this is really unlike me. Typically, I am super prepared before the school year even ends of the previous school year for what I'm going to be using, because waiting this long actually kind of makes me anxious. That being said, I did have a baby in February. It's been a really big switch up and change for the year and for kind of how our daily rhythms go and the pace of school, the pace of our lives in general. And so some things definitely, like our whole school year slowed down a lot, which was actually so great. And it really gave me a different perspective also of just kind of like growth in my kids, and we dived really a lot more deeper into like their interests during the day than necessarily trying to keep on track for the curriculum that we would be doing every day. And we took the whole month of July off. Well, technically we'll be starting school on July 31st. That's the Monday for the week. We took the whole month of July off, and it was really nice. But I live in Western Washington, and the weather this summer has actually been so lovely, and from mid-October until the first half of March, it is just dark. And the dark makes me and my kids slow down a lot and not really enjoy being outside, especially when it's dark and cold and wet, which is basically the climate in Western Washington. These summer months, especially if we don't have any wildfire smoke, are the times that we take advantage of being outside and doing things out and about, because the air is clear enough for us to be outside safely, and it's actually pretty common to have wildfire issues here in Western Washington, in Washington State in general. But the Pacific Northwest has been pretty lucky this year, and I know the rest of the country has not. So July has been a really nice slowdown for us, and we still will be outside a lot of August, as long as, again, it's not too hot. We're not completely ready to give up the whole summer because July has been really nice, but we do take intermittent breaks all of the time throughout the year. And I'm not someone who does like a 5 or a 6 week on and then a 1 week off, or a set schedule like that. We really just kind of take days off as they come. And most of the time we don't do squat in December. And the end of November gets dicey, and then the burnout that happens in like February, March, because you're nearing the end of so like, yes. So, and then in between then, we take lots of school days off as far as sit down curriculum. So that's just kind of how it works for us. It's been nice, but we're not completely ready to give up all of August. So we're doing a soft start. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some of the curriculums we're going to be using for August. These are all curriculums that are pieces of curriculum that my kids have touched on before. And I'm really just bringing them in so we kind of start getting in the jive of having a school day in general. So I'm going to start with my son. He just technically wrapped up his 4th grade year, Geography 1 class. This is through Memoria Press. I mentioned more about this in my 4th grade curriculum video. I will list that, but my son has really loved this curriculum. I didn't think a geography curriculum could be exciting or enjoyable, but my kiddo loved when it was time for him to like do geography during the week. It was one of his favorite curriculums he did. So anyway, he's got just basically the very last bits of this and then the big reviews. I'm not a big like tester or an exam person, but it makes my son happy to kind of show himself how much he knows through things like this. So this is the big main review of, there's actually 40, right? There's actually 40 countries that he went over for this geography book, and so it's the countries and capitals. He is excited to be done with it, first of all, but also to kind of like show himself how much he did. Okay, so we finished up, we did the first year of Michael Clay Thompson last year, which is the island level. And I have a whole review of the first year of Michael Clay Thompson on my channel, and I will post that down below for you. We did do and complete the town level, which is the second year, this last year. If you guys would like a review on the second level, it is different than the first one, so I can do a review on that if you're interested. We did the first half of the Music of the Hemisphere last summer for our soft start to school last summer, and we're just going to finish up the second half of that. This is the poetry unit through Michael Clay Thompson. This is one that's kind of attached to the island level, which is the first level. This and the vocabulary have been my son's favorite pieces from the Michael Clay Thompson grammar curriculum. This is actually really, really cool. I didn't start going over this kind of poetry stuff until probably like 8th or 9th grade in my honors classes in junior high. So anyway, he's really, really loved this. And this is a really awesome in-depth way to look at poetry too. Again, if you're interested in a review, I can do this for you guys if anybody wants to do this one. We have just the last handful of wonders left from the Wonders of the Animal Kingdom through Blossom&Root. This is our science curriculum that we use and love. We will not be using it this next year, so that will actually be kind of tough for me, and I'm interested to see how my son is going to do with this new curriculum we're going to do. We really, really enjoy this curriculum, and it's like the way that my kiddo learns, but you'll see in my curriculum video that I do eventually do for my son what we're going to be doing for the next year. Through August, we're just going to wrap this up. We're going to kind of do like a sped up version where I'm just going to do the pieces that he really loves, which are the videos and the big main ideas part. He's not a super huge fan of the book basket lists, and every once in a while he will be really adamant about doing one of the projects or the crafts, which is what they call their labs, and I'll see if I can fit some of those in if he looks through them and finds one he wants to do. Okay, these are these 1 page a day by Channer's visual math workbooks. We've used these before. I used the multiplication division one when he was a 3rd grader. This is the fractions one, so it's literally what it says. It's just a page a day that I've been giving my kiddos, and this was one of those things where we needed to just do a light day of school, so I'd say, okay, grab a page a day, complete that, and then a couple other things. I like that there is answer sheets in the back so he can grade his own work. So this is something just really lightly I'm going to include for him for math on top of some math board games, and that's kind of all I'm going to do in the summertime for math for him. I'm not ready to deep dive into any sort of legit his math program during August yet. I'm going to save that for September when we start our core curriculum. All right, so this is IEW's Structure and Style. I'm sure you guys have seen this everywhere. Lots and lots of people use it for a good reason. It is a very structured and laid out way for kiddos to learn writing. I do not do a service to my children by teaching them writing. I've said this in past videos. I'll mention it again in case this is like a first video of mine that you're seeing. I love writing, and I'm actually really good at it. I get it. It comes naturally to me. And I have a struggling writer with me. I don't get what the kiddo doesn't get. So it's hard for me to then teach it because it's just so straightforward to me. This man who teaches this class, it's a virtual curriculum, teaches it wonderfully. This is one of the subjects that I outsource and I feel great about because it has really great results. So we did through week 12 for the writing. So technically this has 24 weeks. So we completed half the curriculum. I'm just going to do 4 more weeks of this. So I'm going to look through here and grab 4 of these weeks. They write a different essay every week for him to do through August. And then his curriculum has him doing a lot of writing already. So I will not be including a writing curriculum outside of the other ones that he's doing starting in the fall for him. So he'll be working on writing. And this is a very time heavy curriculum and work heavy curriculum. So this is, I know, going to take up the bulk of his days, which is another reason why the other subjects that I'm choosing for him are just, they're lighter subjects. But so he's going to be doing writing, really lightly on math. He really, really enjoys this curriculum. And the reason this one took us so long to get through is because there are so many rabbit holes you can take when it comes to learning about the animal kingdom. We were never bored with it. We really loved this year. This poetry work, which he really enjoys doing, and then just finishing up his geography. All right, for my daughter, this last school year, she was doing the kindergarten enrichment guide through Memoria Press, and this is a really great, well-rounded curriculum. This is not their core curriculum. This is the enrichment piece. So this has read alouds and then comprehension and vocabulary that goes along with the read alouds. It's got poetry and music and art theory if you need any of that. We did not dive into all of that for her because I had other curriculums we were doing that through, but that is what this whole curriculum encompasses. It's a really full, beautiful curriculum, and I'm just mainly using this for the read alouds. And so we do have a handful more books that we just didn't get to this year. We were doing lots of other things with other books and her other curriculums. And so I am just going to kind of fast forward this. Like I would take one of the books and spread it out throughout the week. Sometimes that week got extended. It would be like a week and a half we'd spend on a book. And some books we skipped all around, or sometimes I skipped ahead for a holiday book. And so I'm going to backtrack and grab up one of those. So yeah, I'm going to kind of just speed this up and not spend so much time on like the comprehension work and the vocab work unless I think she needs to do it, and more just like enjoying the books and reading through the books and then doing the art that accompanies it. So that's what we're going to be doing for my daughter. All right, so my kiddo finished up Logic of English Foundations B, a good chunk through her kindergarten year, and I didn't feel like purchasing and diving into Foundations C yet, which I am pretty sure I'm going to be doing in the fall. That's one of the things that I'm back and forth about, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing that in the fall. So what I did was I went online and I was kind of just piddling around. That's probably a bad word. I was poking around at some different language arts options for young kiddos. She is a fantastic writer, a fantastic reader. I found this actually on Pinterest, and it was a video of a woman talking about her curriculum that she kind of put together based off of New Language Exercises for Primary Schools by CC Long. The woman who put this together is Sherry Hayes. Her website is momdelights.com. I'll share this down below. This is gentle grammar, and it's actually free online if you just do the online version. She put together a printed book, and she sells the printed books that you can purchase actually off of Amazon is where I got this one. So I purchased the book part of it, and this is very simple, not fancy. There's an introduction and instructions for how to use it. This level is for children who are reading whole words and sentences pretty well. If your child can read an entire Dr. Seuss book pretty well, he's probably ready for this. That's right where my daughter is. The first lesson starts really simply. It just wants you to copy the statements, and it's all in black and white. So it's just copying these in full sentences, really, for my kiddo, inserting a capital where it's absolutely necessary for like beginnings of words or names or proper nouns like places. Here's an example: is and are. Change is to are or are to is and write the sentences correctly. So like the first one's an example. The pencil is sharp. Well, if you need to change is to are, then the nouns have to be plural nouns, right? So then you would need to know to change pencil to pencil. So then the correct sentence would be the pencils are sharp, because the pencil are sharp is not correct. So that's kind of the way that this grammar is taught. It's like one page, very simple. It's not a bunch of rules thrown at you. It's learning through example. And my daughter thinks that this is great. I don't remember how many levels there are. These have been really sweet and a great way to incorporate language arts. I would highly recommend this. I feel like it's not hard to use, and it doesn't take a lot of instruction at all. And it's not overwhelming because it's a nice short chunk of work. Okay, I also got the 1 page a day from my kiddo. This is the single digit math practice. So this is for pre-K through first graders. This is just addition and subtraction with single numbers. Again, there are the answers in the back if needed. I do not have my daughter correct her own work. I do that myself. But for the bigger, the older work, I do have my kiddo do that. And then, yeah, he sees what he needs to work on the next time. Okay, also what we're going to be doing is finishing up this Explode the Code 2 book. She finished Explode the Code 1, and she's got maybe 20 pages left of Explode the Code 2, and then I will be purchasing 3 and 4 for her first grade year. These are a phonics practice book. These are all over the homeschool world. So many people love and use these, and there's a reason why, because it's just really great way to practice and kind of ingrain different phonics sounds for your kiddos. So yeah, so for her, I will be doing the phonics work, the 1 page a day grammar work, and then some more of the enrichment guide. These are all things, like I said, my kiddos have done all of these at different points in their past, so it's nothing that's new to them. It's just so they're comfortable with everything. They know what to expect with them. It's really just kind of getting back into routine and doing work. Honestly, school will probably not start until like probably 11 o'clock in the morning because my kiddos love being outside first thing in the morning, and I think morning light is wonderful for your eyes and your brain, and getting some jitters out first thing in the morning is also great because then they can come in, wind down, have a snack or second breakfast or what have you, and then kind of get started on some inside work, and then they'll probably be right back outside again. So yeah, these are my plans for our soft start for homeschool for this new year for August. And then hopefully soon I will be back with my actual core curriculum for this next year coming up. I'm excited for some things, and then I'm kind of apprehensive for others, but that's okay. We're not there yet. That's why we're doing things that we know until it's time for that. So yeah. Anyway, I hope your guys' summer is going great. If you have any questions about any of the curriculum that I mentioned, go ahead and leave those down below. Otherwise, I will see you guys next time.